So it was a faithful July morning in a really, really cold winter, and I was talking to my twin cousin about what we would prefer in our next relationships because the dating scene where I lived was so awful. And she told me hers, and I told her mine, and I realized, wait, this actually sounds like what I actually want. Because sometimes we can share ideas without really being sure in the moment, but it clicked for me. And when she saw the vision, so did I. So that leads me to lesson one: take it or leave it. Anything and everything can happen in your reality. It's up to you to decide if that's what you want or not. In my case, a simple conversation led to me realizing the type of SP that I want to manifest. And the emphasis is on the decision. I could have easily decided that that's actually not what I want, or I want a few changes, or I want something completely different. But no, I ended up deciding that the next partner that I have is going to be of Indian descent. He's going to have certain hair, going to have a certain complexion, etc., etc. So, what I want you to take away from this is you need to decide. When it comes to your desire, you have to make a decision. So I made my decision that that's the type of guy that I want to date next. So for context, this was July and I was going to jet off to London in September, right? So after the conversation with my cousin, I went to Pinterest and I decided I want to create a vision board. Now, back where I lived, there weren't a lot of interracial relationships. So I had never really seen a black girl with an Indian guy before. And guys, before you come at me, I watched Princess and the Frog 1,000 times. I had no idea that Prince Naveen is Indian, okay, until last year. So when before you come at me in the comments and say, but there was Princess Tiana, I didn't know that, okay? I didn't know that at the time. So anyway, I'm making this Pinterest board and I'm trying to put it together. So as you can see, the video is struggling to encapsulate my Pinterest board, but I will link it in the description box below so that you can also see it for yourself. But yeah, so I put different pins of couples that reflected what I thought, because I'm not a visual person first, so I needed a reference point to say that this is what I want my next relationship to look like, essentially. And unsurprisingly, I didn't find a lot of black girl, Indian boy content. So you will find some pictures of guys that have like the face I had in mind for my next partner. And before anyone comes at me again, there are some pictures in here where the guy is not Indian. That was not my choice. At the end of the day, I was going to be happy with any South Asian man, but I kind of preferred Indian. And if anyone's asking why Indian, it's because I went to an Indian owned school relatively early in life, like when I was like 8, and it was what's the word? It was headed by an incredible woman, Mrs. Parma. I can't remember her first name. But anyway, I've been in love with Indian culture since I was like 8. And I love how cultured Indian people are. And to be honest, I wanted to be with someone outside of my race. I wanted to learn something new. And that's what I wanted, you know? So I believe that this is a really beautiful board. Obviously, when you look now, you'll see that there's been more pins uploaded. Thank goodness for that, right? So after making this incredible board, I I just let it go. I was like, okay, I've made the board. I've decided that this is the relationship that I'm going to have next. And okay, I have to be honest, I did make a subliminal for myself because I knew that there were times where I was going to spiral and I was going to be doubtful. And I also have it linked down in the description box for anyone who needs it as well. It's kind of like a subliminal, which is convincing me that I'm already with my SP. But anyway, if you check out the link, you'll get all the information there. Cool. But anyway, this leads me to lesson 2, which is there's me in method. I think one of the biggest reasons why so many people struggle with manifestation is because they're trying to find the best method. And the funniest thing is the common denominator or the common factor between every single method that has been discovered in manifestation is the person applying the method. So I could listen to subs. You can be a visual person. Someone else can be rampaging. And all those methods are going to work because there's a person making them work. The law cannot exist in a vacuum. It has to work for someone. And in this case, it's going to work for you. In this case, it worked for me. So before you stress out about which method you should be using, just remember that whatever method you use is going to work as long as you believe and decide that it's going to work. But then again, I feel like that might deserve its own video. So let me know in the comments if you guys want a video where I talk more about methods and decision making, because that is in the works already. I just don't know if you guys would want it. Anyway, let's get into the next part. So this is where things get crazy. It's been a month since I've been in London. It's literally like October, right? I came to London like the 8th of September, 2025, and I had spent a month there and I had no friends. Because I didn't know how difficult it would be to make friends outside of school. So this was the first time that I was out of school. But anyway, this is a very long story. I don't want to get into my life story, but I decided to go on a friend finding app, which isn't Facebook, Bumble for Friends. So I went and installed it, created an account, and I think I paid for a premium version for like a month because I didn't expect to be on the app for too long. I felt like if I could find 2 or 3 friends, that would be great. In terms of finding a romantic connection, that's not what I installed the app for. So I wasn't really like hell bent on it. And then I think like 3 days into being on the app, I get swiped on by this guy with a cute profile picture, and I'm like, oh, okay. But and I'm gonna be very, very honest because he already knows this. The conversation was so boring. I actually thought that we were never gonna talk again. And then he asked for my snap, and I hate Snapchat because it's just so annoying. Like, unless I'm taking selfies, I really hate Snapchat. But I gave it to him anyway, and then we texted for like 2 seconds, and then he gave me his number and he told me to text him. And I don't know why I let him tell me what to do, but I did. So as you can see here, he and I started texting, and then very quickly we got onto a call, which ended up being a video call. And that was basically the beginning of where I am with him right now. So before I get into the third lesson in this video, we basically met up 5 days later, became an item. 2 days later, it was my birthday. We were together for my birthday. And then we've basically been together ever since. So at the time that this video will be posted, we'll have been together for 3 months and 2 weeks. Anyway, this leads me into the final lesson in the video. You are always part of the unfolding. That basically took 3 months. But when you think about it, like it really depends on how you see it, because the idea formed 3 months prior to the relationship, right? But I wasn't even in the country until 2 months after the idea was formed, right? But just look at how many things came together in the background for this relationship to manifest. I manifested an SP from scratch. I moved countries. I went on to essentially a friend finding dating app, something that I've always sworn against, but I was literally left with like no other options for reasons that I don't really want to share right now. And lo and behold, I got my person. So if you watched my last YouTube short, I did say that I can't upload pictures of me and my boyfriend because I haven't asked for permission. And that is still the case right now. He doesn't actually know that I'm going to upload this video today, but he does know about the video. So at the nearest convenience, you guys will see pictures of me and him. And in case anybody asks where he's from, he's Punjabi. All my Punjabi boys and girls, comment down below so that he can see y'all, you know? Another really big thing is I started living with him this year for a lot of reasons, but most importantly, he manifested that. I can't even lie to you guys, he manifested that. But anyway, what I was getting at is you are part of the unfolding just means your manifestation will never, ever come to pass without you being a part of it. For everyone who is so focused on if there's movement, would you rather a backstage pass or a front row seat? I would prefer a front row seat. If someone said I could see Harry Styles from the front rather than from the back, I'm taking the front, okay? All you have to do is decide that you're going to take this desire and make it yours. And then the rest will follow, regardless of which method you use, because you are the common factor in any method that is being applied. And then just always remembering that your manifestation can never occur without you being the center of it. Your manifestation is going to hit you like a truck every single time. You're never going to miss it. It's always going to be obvious to you. It's always going to happen with you in the moment, with you present for it. Even if you don't recognize it then and there, you were there, you know? Anyway, I've been dying for this video to come out. I really hope that you guys had an incredible time with the video. For anyone who is a little bit annoyed with the narration, I am sick right now. I've fallen sick with like an awful flu, and I have not been sick for like the last 6 months. So I am lucky, but I'm also unlucky. Anyway, like I said, my Pinterest board is in the description box below, as well as the SP subliminal that I made in order for this to happen. And yeah, comment down below any questions you have, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully, I should be posting next week, but like, no promises. And yeah, thank you so much.